Alright, here's what I'm working on now. I've made me a pattern, and I'm going to go out to the garage and see if I can find some thin wood similar to this and cut it out with my scroll saw. And I'll show you, I wanted to show you, I mentioned in my last video that I had something coming. Well, I've got it, and I've got it set up, but I haven't had time to play with it. And it's this, it's a new cutter, a laser. But it has to be vented, and my husband's either gonna vent it out that window, which I can't get the window up. And he said, when I mentioned it to him, he said, well, it had never been opened. And of course it went through the tornado and things kind of went out of whack. And anyways, so I don't think we're going to vent it through the window. I think he said he was just going to cut a hole over there in the wall. And I said, oh my goodness. He said, no big deal. He'll be all right. And I didn't really want to do that, but I'm going to let him take care of it because I can't vent it. And I don't really know how to use it yet. I've got it set up. It's working. But I really haven't cut or done anything with it because I don't have it vented. And if I did, I would let it cut this deer head out. But I'm going to do it the old style way. I'm going to do it on my scroll saw. But I want to take you over to the computer and I'll show you what I'm working on, what I'm going to do with it. Okay, here is where I made the pattern. I sized it and cut it out with cardstock so I could trace it, as you saw. And see these trees right here? I'm going to use vinyl and cut those out, my stencil vinyl. And let's see, right here, this is what I'm wanting to do. I want to have the black background black. I want to stain the deer. I want to cut it out in wood and stain the deer. And then I'm going to place these on there and stencil the trees on. Now, this probably won't be on there. I'll stop it a little bit right in, you know, with these two trees. But I saw the idea on Pinterest and I thought it was pretty, and it was very fitting for that redwood or the cedar frame that my husband made. So I'm going to go to the garage and try to find me some wood and take care of that. Well, I didn't have any thin wood out there, and I remembered I did have this really thin round that you make things with. So I'm going to trace it on that and take it out to the garage and cut it out. This will be just perfect. Okay, I have it traced and ready to be cut out. And I'm really dreading going into the garage because it's cold out there. But hopefully this shouldn't take too long. And I forgot to tell you, I did get the silhouette of the deer off of Etsy and the trees off Etsy. So I'll link those below in case you're interested in trying to do something like this. All right, I got my head cut out. And I'm going to paint this black. This is going to be what fits in the frame, and this will sit, the deer head will sit right there. And I need to paint it black. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give this probably 2 coats of black. And then put the, try the stain on the deer head. And I've got to get this done so it can be drying. I need to cover up my laser back there because I have a bad habit of flipping paint. There's paint on my computer monitor, there's paint on the mouse, there's paint on the keyboard. I am a messy crafter. Alright guys, I'm going to continue on and get this coated good, and I'll come back with the rest of it. Alright, I have 1 coat on the board. I'm going to let it dry, but I'm going to go ahead and start putting this on here. I don't know if I want to wipe that down. Oh, I think I'm going to leave it that dark. Yeah, I am. I got to get around the edges. Well, I'm not going to have y'all watch me sit here and do this. It'll take me a bit. And then I'll give my board the second coat and we'll start putting it together. Forgot to say, I'm using Waverly Antiquing Wax on that. I'm sure you saw it set here, but thought I'd better come back and let you know. All right, my board is dry, and you know how black will scratch and stuff if you don't put a sealer on it, and I thought some brown wax would look good over it. So I'm just going to give this a coat of the brown wax and wipe it back, and that way the black will be sealed and won't scratch, and I think it brings out a richness in the black color also. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I like that a lot better than the flat back. All right, I am going to start out with the Forest Green by Delta. I've got my stencil put down where I want it. Gonna have to open this up, I guess. Whoa, I did not need that much. And I don't know if I'll use this, but I'm going to put a little bit of this Americana Avocado out. Yeah, I think I'll do the dark color more to the back. I don't want to get any bleeding. Make sure that's down on there good. See, I got to get up there without touching the wood. Then, let's see, I kind of go out a little bit further. Now, I'm going to use the same makeup sponge and do the lighter right in here. I don't even know if it'll really show. Okay. I need some dark. Turn it. I can see right in here it needed some. Okay. I think that's good. I'll go back over the light now. Pull it off and see what it looks like. Well, the middle of it doesn't look really good. I'm going to have to blend it with some dark, I think. Dark. Picking it up so I can see what I'm wanting to do. There's really not a stopping point for either one of them. think that's about the best I can do. Blend that right there. There's my dark, or I need some light in the middle. All right, I think this down here looks a little strange because that's where the trunks came down. So I think I'm going to pounce in there just a little bit with both colors. White. All right, I'm done. I don't want to keep messing with it. Well, I'm done with that anyway. Now, I think I'm going to have to let that dry and seal it some. And we'll start gluing it on the board and putting it together. Okay, I just noticed I just thought that doesn't have the depth it looked like on the, I still left some vinyl on it. Okay, there's some right here. Well, there. And there. Right here. There, that's looking better. That is looking better. I think that's all of it. A little piece right there. All right, that's it. That looks better. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to go over that with, it's dry. I'm going to go over it with some Mod Podge to seal it. And it'll be ready to be glued down on my board, I believe, once this is dry. Okay, I have my picture frame hanger. Yeah, I want to make sure I was not putting this on upside down. And I secured this in there. And now I don't want it to seep out the edges. So I'm just going to put some dots. Not like it hasn't any tension on it or anything other than hanging on there. And I'll do this and then I'll find something heavy. I know what I'll get. My old iron metal, or a metal iron, the old style that I use for a doorstop. I'll put that on top of it and let it dry. I want to get this down in the correct spot. Which is, I think, okay, I think right there will be good. And it's wanting to slide around. So I definitely got to get something on top of it. But I'm going to let it set for just a second so it won't slide and it makes contact. I'm going to make sure it's not crooked. Yeah, those need something heavy on them. All right. I'm going to put something heavy on it and let it dry, and then I'll show you it hung up. Okay, I put these irons on there, and that should hold them down and make it bond well to the wood. I want to tell you something. When you stump your toe on one of these, it hurts. Now I'm going to start on this. This is a frame that I got at a thrift store quite a while ago. I really like it, and I think it needs a rooster. So I have a rooster here I got from Decoupage Central, and I am going to, this board here is some heavy cardstock that I had. It was a 12 by 12 sheet, and I needed a back, so I cut that out, and I'm going to just take, you know, you need a coating. I'm just going to give this one coat of the Waverly plaster so that my image will show up better. Okay, I have this ready to go on there. And I'm just going to use Mod Podge, and I didn't get my water every time. I'm going to reach up here and get my water. Oh, I'm squirting my machine. Okay. I love this image, and it does have berries. It is kind of a Christmas image, but I don't think if I keep it, it's going to stay up. I don't think anybody notices. It's such a pretty rooster. And I love the frame I'm going to put it in. I like putting that water on. I'm glad I've learned to do that, because I don't seem to get as many wrinkles for some reason. It kind of stretches out with the board. It's the last of it right here. I don't think I got any wrinkles so far. Okay, now I'm going to go over it with Mod Podge. And then I'll let it dry and put it in my frame, and we'll see how it looks. I can't cut wood because I'm not vented, but I can cut some cardboard, and I have an idea, and I'm going to try it using something my sister gave me a couple weeks ago. She gave me 2 of them. I'm going to see how this works. I'm using cardboard. Let's see. Oh, it cut good. Cut it right out. Well, that's good. I can cut cardboard. What do you know? My first project. All right, this is the little frames that were from Hobby Lobby that were new that my sister gave me. She gave me 2 of them, and I'll have to take the hanger off from it, but I thought I'd make a little collage in this box. Is that what you call it? Anyways, I think I'm going to try to find some kind of a winter background and probably a bottle brush tree and fix it up and see how that looks. I had to use my machine. It may be this weekend before we get it vented, or maybe even later than that, but I had to do something with it. Okay, I found this on Creative Fabrica, and it came in as a 12 by 12, and I resized it to a 7 by 7, and now I'll get some paper and I'll print it out. All right, I got this cut out. I could have went probably 7 and not a quarter. Well, maybe a quarter. That's all right. I'll paint that white where it won't really show. That looks good. And there's my deer. I can hot glue him in there and put some other things in there. And right now I'm going around the cardboard with, I wouldn't really have to do this, but I'm using some stuff I got from Dollar Tree, the spackling, and stuffing it down in there. I'll just go all the way around and do that. And then let him dry. Let that dry. It won't take long at all. This dries fast. Paint him up and figure out how I'm going to paint him. What color, actually. And y'all can do this, you know, even just on a flat frame or a flat. It doesn't have to be like 3D like that. Find you a, just go on Google and search deer silhouette. And trace it off and cut it out with cardboard. I just did this because I wanted to use my cutter, and I can't use it because it's not vented. But it cut fast and it was easy. I can't wait till I can do this with wood. Okay, I've decided that I'm just going to stain the box part, and I'm using the Waverly Antiquing Wax. I'm going to have to be kind of careful. Well, I think I'm just going to go ahead. If a little bit of the stain part shows on the picture, I don't think it's going to matter that much. And I probably ought to do the inside first so I can hang on to the box. All right, I'm going to finish this up. Okay, I've decided to go with the color Cafe Latte by Folk Art. I like the way it looks, and the box is drying. I thought I'd go ahead and get this ready too. Then I've got to put the paper inside the box. Then I'll start figuring out how I'm going to decorate it. Alright, I was showing you what I was doing, and I realized I'm here at the store and I had Christmas music playing in the background. And that's a no-no. So, I've got some things laid out here. And I have put a mixture of some Spanish moss and a package. I had a little package of green stuff. And I kind of mixed it all together because I didn't want it green. And I've glued, wow. Oh, sorry. That's showing up a lot more than that it's cardboard. In real, sitting here, I really don't see it. But when I put that on there, on the camera on it, it shows. But anyways, that's what I've done so far. And now I have some things pulled out here that I'm going to start. It's not going to take a whole lot, but it does need a little something. But I wanted to show you what I was working on. Okay, I think I need to make myself stop. I keep stuffing stuff everywhere and I'm going to have too much in it. But I've put some little red berries because it has red berries in the trees. And some pine cones. And I think that's probably full enough.